Good morning. Good morning to you. Good Monday morning. This playoff edition, this KG edition, KG After Dark edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Game one over. Just made it back from downtown. Final score Warriors 95, Rockets 85. Let me know your thoughts. Folks have already been commenting for a while. Thank you for that. Justin was the first to comment. I was at the game tonight, Justin. Was that there sitting high up in the upper press box area, but I was in the building, so I'm not complaining about that whatsoever. Rockets started off well, aggressive, but it was shooting, and the guys did not make shots. And the key players who did not make shots in this game, when you got Fred VanVleet going 4 for 19, 2 for 13 from three. You got Jalen Green going 3 for 15. That's a combined 7 for 34. 7 for 34 from your starting backcourt. That's 17 points. When Brandon Podziemski almost outscores your starting backcourt, that's a problem. Podziemski scored 14 points. Steph's going to get his. He had 31 points. Good for him. As expected. No surprise what Steph did. Jalen Green, Rockets not going to win this series if Jalen Green goes 3 for 15. Y'all know that. Jalen Green knows that. The Rockets know that. It's one game. Got to learn from it, move on, get ready for game 2 Wednesday night, tip off 8:30. But as a stretch, I can pull it up, and let me give a shout out real quick to everybody. Justin, appreciate you. The first comment. United, thank you very much. It's United says, 7:30 in the morning for him. It's Brian. How are you? New name right there, Brian. I feel confident, but I've said it, and y'all know this. This is not playoff basketball media. One key difference, or one major difference between media and the fans, especially people who watch basketball for a long time, is just the access media has to the players and the interviews, all those kind of things. Got a clip from Fred, some audio with it, and some transcript of his comments, locker room comments. Y'all know this. When I say this, I said it in previous guest appearances a few days ago. The Rockets aren't going to win this series if Jalen Green struggles to make shots. That's not rocket science. Y'all know that. He struggled to make shots. He owned up to it in the locker room after the game. Good for him. But once again, when your starting backcourt combines to go 7 for 34, you're going to struggle to score. And that's what they did. Steph didn't do anything that we haven't seen Steph do his whole Hall of Fame career. But as Solo says, the Rockets, even though Jalen Green struggled to make shots, they crashed the boards. They had a chance. They had a chance in this game. They got it. They cut it to 3. And then the possessions for a stretch. Let me see if I can find it here. This stretch of poor offense from the Rockets. It was 79-75. Then Steph hit a 34-foot 3. That's what Steph does. He had some tough threes, some deep threes. That's what Steph does. But then Tari missed a floater. Fred missed a 26-foot 3. Tari missed a layup. Jabari had a turnover. Fred missed a pull-up jumper. Jabari had another turnover. They were right there, even though Jalen Green struggled to make shots. Was 2 for 14 until he finally made a layup in the closing moments of the game. They were right there. With Steph being Steph, they were still right there. The Rockets did their thing. No Rockets shot well except Şengün. Rockets, 54-34 in the paint. 22-12 second chance points. The Rockets' second quarter was the second quarter that really bit them in the behind. They had 11 turnovers in the first half. And I think the Warriors scored 13 points off those turnovers. Rockets had 7 turnovers in the second quarter. Warriors scored 12 points off those turnovers. Rockets had 7 turnovers in the second quarter, made 6 shots. They lost the second quarter 29-13. That quarter bit them in the behind. Jalen and Fred in that quarter combined to go 0 for 8. So they were down 13 at halftime. Only scored 34 points in the first half. Sengun scored 16 of those 34 points. He had no help from his teammates in the first half. They trailed by as much as 23 points in this game. Came back and made it a game. Only had 2 turnovers in the third quarter. And lo and behold, they won the third quarter, 26-22. It's not complicated if you don't turn it over and give yourselves a chance by not giving the basketball away. But that second quarter, 29-13 in that second quarter, that bit them in the butt. That was the big key right there. 29-13 in that second quarter, 7 turnovers, 6 baskets. But they crashed the boards. They did some good things. 52-36 rebounding advantage. They caught up in the second half with the turnovers, points off turnovers. They had 17 for the game, just 6 in the second half. Golden State scored 25 points off those turnovers. The Warriors had 14 turnovers. The Rockets scored 23 points off those turnovers. But it was that second quarter from hell. 29-13 in that second quarter. And this stat, Warriors 16-4 in fast break points. Rockets need to win that category, that stat, to win this series. Rockets 22-12 second chance points. So they did some things right. And the last few points the Warriors got, who was it? Was it Moses Moody hit a clutch 3, a corner 3 in front of his teammates? That was a big shot. Fred finally made a shot, finally made a 3 with 2:38 left to make it 84-80. I would have preferred the Rockets to just play straight up defense. They scrambled, left Moody open for a 3-pointer in the corner. He switched it, 7-point game right there. Jalen came down and missed a bucket, another jumper. And that was pretty much it. So it was a 4-point game with 2:38 to go. 4-point game in spite of all the bricks the Rockets were tossing up. It was a 4-point game with 2:38 to go. So, yeah, I haven't changed my thoughts. I said the Rockets have to do certain things to win this series. Tonight, they didn't do them. Starting with Mr. Green. He struggled to make shots. So did Fred. And let me look at it again. Fred took how many shots? Fred took, was it 19 shots? Fred was 4 for 19. I don't want Fred taking one more shot than Sengun. No. And some of them, he took heat check shots when he never got hot. He never warmed up to take a heat check shot. Jabari had good moments, but he had 4 turnovers as well. 3 for 3, 1 for 1 from 3. He needs to play more. Rockets triple big And folks need to start calling it triple big, not double big, because Jabari is a small forward when it's Şengün and Steven Adams. Warriors go small, Rockets go big. Rockets won that for the most part. But it wasn't just Fred and Jalen struggling. Dylan Brooks, 3 for 9 from the floor. Tari Eason did some Tari Eason things, good and bad. But it's just that second quarter was brutal. I was surprised because I kind of touched on it a little bit last night that if Ime goes 9-man rotation, that ninth person will be Aaron Holiday to chase around Steph, to give some minutes, to give some rest to Fred. I was surprised Ime didn't play Aaron Holiday. Give him some run in game 1. But here are some comments from Fred, transcript from it as well, from the locker room. Fred owned up. He didn't shoot the ball well. I missed Jalen because, like I said, I was way up top in the building. So I was preparing for this show as well. So I did not get Jalen's comments from the locker room. But my colleagues told me, Jalen owned up to it. He didn't play well. He didn't shoot the ball well, which we all saw. But here you go.
Between him and Alfred, we played those guys all season. They played at an extremely high level all year. It's not going to change now. It's one game, and we're moving on to the next one. It wasn't all on him. We're not going to make this about him. There's a lot of guys who play well. I didn't shoot the ball. I didn't play well tonight. Move on to the next one.
Was there anything about the runs?
Right there. Fred said it right there. He didn't shoot the ball well. He didn't play it well. Move on to the next one. Got to have short-term memory. Jalen's first NBA playoff game. It's 1 to forget. 3 for 15. Only took 2 free throws, and that's another thing. Who was it? Was it Jamon, Space Age? Might have been Solo. Majority of the members here, almost everybody watches the show, participates in the conversation, is intelligent about basketball, and pointed out free throw shooting for the Rockets was a concern. Well, they struggle to make free throws. So they were 11 for 20 from the free throw line. So a lot of things that were points of concern reared their head. Struggles in the half court, struggle to make threes, struggle to make free throws, turnovers. Did all those things, and it was still a 4-point game with 2:38 left in the fourth quarter. They did all those things poorly, but it was still a 4-point game with 2:38 left in the fourth quarter. So they clean up those things. Jalen Green shoots the ball better. Fred takes less shots, shoots the ball better. They can win game 2. Game 2, no question. Solo, I saw your question, is must win. Is a must win. No question. They got to win game 2. No question. And complicated, Cam Whitmore's not playing in this series. He's not. He's not. And I want, and Space said, I see you as well. Cam Whitmore has done enough to himself, and ergo the team, to not play. Do y'all truly believe that if Cam Whitmore would do the things in practice, let's go to the last month, do the things in practice to show he deserves minutes, that Ime wouldn't play? Do y'all really think that? Come on now. Do y'all really think that if Cam would be busting his behind, giving dudes the business in practice, that he would be playing right now? He wouldn't have played last month. Come on. You saw Ime, he sat Jalen at times tonight because Jalen struggled. Again, I thought Aaron should have got some minutes when Fred was struggling, jacking up some shots and clanging shots. The lineup, one of the lineups that worked, Amin was running the offense when they went big, the jumbo lineup. And Amin, his numbers, his free throw shooting. He missed 4 free throws, 0 for 4. That hurt. That hurt momentum. It kind of took some life out of him, sucked the air out of the building. He took 9 shots, 4 for 9. But let me make sure before I say this. He did not attempt a three-pointer. So he did not settle for threes. He rushed some shots, but he did not settle for a three because that's what the Warriors want him to do. So there were things that were, Steven Adams, he missed free throws, which is what he's done all year. But he had 12 rebounds. Warriors can't stop him keeping off the glass. They can't. They don't have the size or the strength to keep him off the glass. So there are positives from this game. But clearly, y'all know it. I'm not saying anything you don't know. If Jalen Green goes 3 for 15 and struggles through this whole series, they're not going to win this series. That's fact. But Şengün, Warriors can't stop Şengün. Draymond Green, and by the way, Amin Thompson not being a finalist for the Defensive Player of the Year is a travesty. That's just, come on, that's just ridiculous. That's a travesty. Please, I saw that earlier Sunday evening. And come on. Campaigning your own podcast get you some run. Come on, people. Şengün's 5 turnovers. Got to cut that down. So Şengün 5, Jabari 4. That's 9 of the team's 17 turnovers. Şengün needs some help from his teammates offensively. But in space age, I think Cam done it to himself. Talk to some colleagues about it who are at practice and see more practice than I do. Cam can get buckets, but what's the point of giving up scoring 3 if you give up 4? That's Cam Whitmore. I mean, so it was the second quarter, the first 2 minutes when the Rockets got off to that good start, aggressive start. I felt some pride when they started off 7-zip, when Alp had the nice throwdown dunk over Draymond Green. Draymond Green, 4 points, 3 assists. So the Rockets did not allow Draymond to be a facilitator. I wanted the Rockets to go with Draymond more. They didn't attack him enough for my taste. But again, Steph and Jimmy Butler combined for 56 points. That's 20 less than they did on Tuesday. But it was Brandon Podziemski scoring 14. He was a different. Clearly, y'all know this. If Brandon Podziemski scores more than Jalen Green in a game, Rockets going to lose. I mean, Rockets going to lose. Y'all know that. So let's not make this more than what it is. Jalen Green got to play better. Got to shoot better. And this, a comment, Justin, excuse me, a colleague brought this up again tonight. Cam was on social media posting himself with girls he was messing around with. Seems like he's ready to leave. That's Cam Whitmore. He's done this to himself. Don't defend Cam when he's giving you reason to not defend him. I mean, and I'm not being personal with the young. He needs to grow up. He needs to grow up. If he does, he's showing he doesn't want to be here. Fine. In a few weeks, his ass will be gone. He'll get his wish. Now, if he wants to grow up, do the right things, he needs to change. But falling apart, I agree. I agree with Solo. If the Rockets lose game 2, the series is over. And if they get swept, then there will be some big changes. It might be a little rash. But, and Jerry, it's funny. It's funny you bring this up about his reasons for falling in the draft, talking about Cam. Same colleague, we're talking about it at halftime. It wasn't, we were told it was medical for reasons why Cam fell in the draft. More and more, I don't think so. I think that was just part of it. It was more than that. But agreed, and that's what I mean by rash decisions. If they get swept, the Kevin Durant talk going to become louder, and I don't agree with that decision. That will shrink the window. But if they get swept, I think that discussion was going to increase. But again, that second quarter was just 29-13, 17 turnovers. They shot 6 for 18 in that second quarter. Jalen, 0 for 4. Fred, 0 for 4. LP in that second quarter was 4 for 5. His teammates were 2 for 13. They made 1 3-pointer in the second quarter out of 6 attempts. Warriors contrast that, 10 for 16 from the floor, 4 for 7 from 3, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. And hell, they had 5 turnovers as well. Rockets had 7. That second quarter was just brutal. And then the start of the third quarter to get down by 23. But the Rockets, the last 6 minutes of the third quarter, outscored the Warriors, I want to say 17-3. So they did some things to give the Warriors trouble. But at some point, crashing the board is great. Was it 52-36 on the boards? Dominated in the paint. But they missed free throws. They missed 9 free throws. It was 54-34 in the paint. A 20-point edge in the paint. And as bad as the Rockets' turnovers were, the points off turnover difference was only 2, 25-23. Warriors made 12 threes. Rockets made 6. We know the Rockets struggle from 3 and from the free throw line. More than likely, they're going to lose. Well, in their losses this season, that's part of the combination that equals a defeat. Thank you. And this is Solo's comment right here. is a reason why I picked the Rockets to win the series. These Warriors are not, they're not an elite team. They're not a championship caliber team. They're not on the level of OKC and the top tier teams in the NBA. They beat the Rockets. Yes, clearly. But they're not an elite team. Brian asked the question, what do I expect out of the Rockets moving forward? I think going to see the big lineup, the triple big lineup a little bit more. I would like to see Aaron Holiday play some, and Fred play less. I'd like to see Jalen Green be aggressive. I had a concern about Jalen tonight early in the game, first quarter. He was trying to be too cute, dribbling against Steph. Steph's guarding him. All this dribble between his legs stuff. He tried to dribble past Steph. Steph bodied him up. Steph Curry bodied up Jalen Green, and Jalen couldn't get past him. Or didn't get past him. Let me say that. Did not get past him. That was a concern. Jalen did what I'd hate to see him do. Trying to be too cute. He needs to keep it simple. Don't overthink this, man. Don't overthink it. But when Steph bodied him up, and Jalen bounced back and he couldn't, I was like, ooh, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. I think it happened twice, 2 different drives. Like, ooh. But Fred, it was not Fred's first playoff game, but he was only 4 for 19 from the floor. I think that's right. Yep. All right. Yep. 4 for 19, 2 for 13 from 3. Fred. Unless, and this is a general statement, unless you are having a great night from 3, whoever it is, why is anybody not named Steph Curry in this year, Anthony Edwards or Malik Beasley, taking 13 threes when you made just 2? Fred. 13 threes? 13 threes? And 0 free throw attempts. Fred. Put the ball on the floor and go to the basket. Get to the foul line. If anybody taking 13 threes, hope you make it 7 to 8 of them. 2? Ooh. So it's just, and this, agreed. He did this too. And he had a drive right around the Rockets, when his teammates led a comeback. Jalen had a drive where he dribbled too deep into the paint, tried to draw some contact, then tossed up this prayer that had no chance of going in. He clanged off the backboard, and the Warriors went the other way. Jalen, again, keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. His best look of the first half was that 3-point shot he took to beat the halftime buzzer. It rattled in and out. And that kind of summed up his night right there. It rattled in and out. And you could see he was pressing more in the second half. He missed pull-up jumpers. He missed a couple of layups. You could see him like, what am I doing wrong tonight kind of thing. So he did not play well. He got to bounce back. If he's a star that he believes that he is, he'll bounce back in game 2. Jalen Green is not the first young player, hell, the first NBA player to struggle in a playoff game. He won't be the last. So let's not act like he's the only person in the history of the NBA playoffs to struggle to make shots in the playoff game, because he ain't. Let's see what he does in game 2. Let's see if he can bounce back. At least he got some rebounds. But he took bad shots. He was trying to dribble too much, trying to be too cute. Come on, man. Let's keep it simple. And sure. And as you would expect, it's their first playoff game. And many of us wanted to see how the youngsters, would respond in these playoffs. Şengün stepped up big time tonight, game 1, for his first playoff game. The other guys didn't. Hey, it happens. It's first to 4, though, Rocket fans. This is not the NCAA tournament when you lose once and when you're done. It's first to 4. They don't have disastrous quarter like they, in game 2 on Wednesday, like they did game one tonight, second quarter. They have an excellent chance of winning. Now, clearly, it would help if Jalen Green is efficient and makes shots. But in spite of his struggles, in spite of Fred's poor shooting, it was a 4-point game with 2:38 left in the fourth quarter. Steph, at that point, he just made a 3, or at some point it was 84-75. And the Warriors' last 11 points. Let's see, the last 11 points from the Warriors. Moses Moody at corner 3. Jimmy Butler, put back, layup, step back shot, the dunk. So we got 3. So Jimmy Butler scored the last, 8 points for the Warriors. 89, 91, 93. Oh, so Podziemski made a layup. That's right, Podziemski. So Steph had 31 points. Warriors had 84. All right. So Steph Curry had his 31st point was the Warriors' 84th point. Steph going to get his. Steph wasn't the reason why the Rockets lost this game. Did Steph do anything better, anything different tonight? No. But Jalen Green didn't come through. Fred didn't come through. That's what happened. Who has a better? Oh, folks, Detroit is not beating the Knicks in the series. Not happening. Not happening. I thought that a month ago when it was looking like that matchup pre-6. Not happening. And Detroit, the Rockets had similar game 1s, just in different ways. The Rockets' quarter of doom was the second quarter. Detroit's quarter of doom was the fourth quarter. Detroit was beating the Knicks for 3 quarters and then just collapsed in the fourth quarter. And even with their collapse, it was a 6-point game with like a minute and a half to go. We'll see if they learn from their collapse. Game 2 later on tonight, Monday night. Now, they don't have home court. So if they lose game 2, they're not going to win 4-5 against the Knicks. But game 3 and 4 for them are in Detroit. Rockets lose game 2, game 3 and 4 are in the Bay Area. So that's different. and 17 turnovers. Şengün had 5 of them. You got to clean that up. Jabari had 4 of them. Got to clean that up. But Jabari made his shots. Didn't take enough shots. Let me look at the numbers again. He was what? He only took 3 shots. Fred took 19. Jabari took 3. That ratio is way off. Way off. Fred should take 12. Jabari should take 8. 19 shots of Fred. Way too many. I know you want to be a veteran and sometimes carry the load when youngsters are struggling. Pass the ball. Pass the ball, Fred. So, I mean, but the Warriors, they won on the road. So the series has started because the road team has won. Rockets have to win, and this was my concern. Who brought it up? Saturday night show about it's a must win for both teams. No. Game 1 was a must win for the Rockets because now they got to win game 2. They got to win game 2. I think I like Jabari at the 3. Warriors go small, move Jabari over to the 3 spot, have a Jabari, Alpine, and Steven Adams. Warriors had problems with that. I don't think they should start Steven Adams, but I think they should probably play the triple bigs more, give them more run. And you do that, then you move a man to the backcourt and you team him up with Dylan Brooks or Fred sometimes or Jalen sometimes, whatever. But the bigger lineup for the Rockets, I think, for the most part, worked in their favor. But game 2, Aaron Holiday should get some minutes. But Fred playing 40 minutes, it's a playoff game. And because of the schedule of the playoffs, not back-to-back, you get days of rest. I mean, Steph played it was 22 seconds less than 40. Jimmy played 42. So the veteran's going to play a lot of minutes in these playoffs, but I still would like to see Aaron Holiday get some minutes in this series. You talk about Cam Whitmore being an offensive, could be a 6-man, come off the bench kind of thing. Aaron Holiday can get some buckets. Cam offensively skilled like Cam, but he can get hot from 3 and he can play defense. Probably more reliable at that than Cam is. And he's not posting crap on Instagram like Cam does. And agree with Jerry here. I do not want Fred VanVleet taking the most shots on the Rockets in the playoff game. No. 19. LP took 18. That ratio's off. Especially Fred clanging them. If you're hot in a game, okay. But 4 for 19, clearly you're not hot. Clearly you're not hot. It's not your night. I mean, damn. The Rockets took 29 threes, and Fred took 13 of them. He almost took half the 3-point attempts for the team. No. Jalen Green, 0 for 4 from 3. Tar Eason, 0 for 4 from 3. Add it all up. Warriors won game 1, 95-85 over the Rockets. Dawson Hunted. Thank you. That's a new name. I haven't seen it before. Thank you for joining the discussion. This late night edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets, KG After Dark. And let me acknowledge I had a couple of people, couple of staffers for the building, Toyota Center, say they watched this show. They watched Let's Talk Houston Rockets. One lady's told me she was looking forward to the show. She watches the show. She appreciates the show. And she was looking forward to tonight's show. So thank you very much. I appreciated those kind words. Then when I was leaving the building, a gentleman told me, he asked me, "Hey, don't you have a YouTube channel?" I said, "I sure do." I told him, "Yeah, I see your show." Appreciate that as well. But, Joshua Rodriguez, thank you for joining the discussion. Complicated. That trade they have. He talking about Paul Millsap, Paul Reed, excuse me, B-ball Paul. What are you talking about? Because Kate ain't going nowhere. That ain't happening. I didn't see this. Don't like Steph getting buddy with C.J. Stroud. Kept looking at him on the bench as he hit shots. Steph gonna be Steph. That's fine. And Steph, he did what Steph does. He has some deep ass shots, man. Some of those threes, couple of them were just like, well, that's what he does. That's what he does. But Steph Curry took 19 shots, Justin. Fred took 19 shots. Steph made 12 of his. Fred made 4 of his. We're all okay with Steph. If you're a basketball person, you understand Steph taking 19 shots. Not too many folks who watch hoops will be like, yeah, it's good to see Fred take 19 shots. I mean, come on now, Fred. Come on now. Come on now, Fred. 19 shots, Fred. Justin. And until the end of the game, fourth quarter, a lot of the shots, Fred, I agree, were good shots. But he started the pull-up three he was attempting, the three and Fred. No. No. Come on now. No, Fred. Come on. Mm-mm. No. Those are not good shots. Another new person, Cross Culture. Thank you very much. Can Cam get some of Tari's minutes? Folks, I just don't see it. I don't see Cam getting minutes in this series. Yes, Cam is a better offensive player, skill set, potential than many of his teammates. But he doesn't do the things the coaching staff wants him to do to get those minutes. He has not done enough to deserve the minutes you are clamoring for him to get. And that's on him. So I'm not, downplaying or trying to talk down to you regarding anybody who wants Cam to get minutes in this series. He's doing this to himself. And we just got Jabari needs those shots that Fred took. Jabari needs those shots Tari took. Tari Eason, if he's not getting a putback shot or a dunk, and maybe I'm okay with him maybe taking the corner three, maybe. But outside of those three, I don't want to take the perimeter shot. I don't want taking a shot past 5 feet, 2 feet. But WK, the pick and roll worked. Agreed. Like I said, there were some things that Fred said in the locker room. There were some positives for the Rockets. Fred acknowledged he did not play well. He did not shoot well. That's commendable. Jalen Green as well. Jalen owned it in his low tone voice. You could barely hear him talk. And complicated. Another new name, Eager, thank you very much for joining the discussion. Reed's not playing in this series. These youngsters are not playing in this series. It's the playoffs. Barring injury, Reed nor Cam are playing in these playoffs. And Reed, he had his chance midway point of the season to now. What's he going to play for? Reed and Cam have one thing in common, not the other issues. But if you are when you're on the floor and you score 2 or score 3, but give up 4 or 5, what's the point? So those guys Reed had his chance. He played scared. It's the playoffs now. There are very few coaches, if any coach, in the playoffs is going to change the rotation from the regular season to the playoffs just because, well, we drafted somebody third, we drafted him fourth, and I know why we drafted him. So yeah, now I'm gonna give him a chance in the playoffs. He didn't do crap for me all year, but I'm come playoff time. I'm gonna give him minutes, huh? Reed, I'm not saying Reed is a bust. He's just not ready yet. Now I think, yes, Uncle Jeff could get some minutes, but really, front court production really wasn't the issue tonight. Rebounding wasn't a problem. Not giving us, spells a teammate some minutes, give them some rest. But the issue was their backcourt bricked too many shots. And they missed 9 free throws. So, and after the game, and while I was prepping, Tari Eason, I'll give him credit for this, he was back on the court working on his shot. Just going to leave it at that. At the time, he was the only Rocket I saw back on the court working on his shot. Now, no, Fred and Jalen were in the locker room talking to the media. And then I think Jabari and LP were doing podium work post-game later on. Joshua, how you doing? Thank you very much for chiming in. And let me be clear for folks who are thinking I hope you're not thinking this, being overly critical. I picked the Rockets to win this series. So, and I had reason to believe for that pick. But one thing clearly, part of that discussion was Jalen Green making shots at a decent clip, not going 3 for 15, and Fred not going 4 for 19. But again, Fred taking 19 shots, that's like 9 too many. Me. Damn. But Joshua, thank you very much. And thank whoever told you about the show, about the channel. Appreciate you and whoever that person is, how you find us. Thank you very much, man. We're going to do it again Wednesday. We're going to do it after every game. I like doing post-game shows. Solo, I saw your comment about that. I love the post-game shows. It's a quick way to let fans vent, get things off their chest, but you get kind of not necessarily immediate reaction like tonight, but hour or so after the game, let your thoughts marinate and you let it fly. But I gotta do it. I don't know who the person was who commented on it a while ago. I saw the comment, but I gotta do it because when you're starting backcourt combines to make 7 of 34 shots, that shooting warrants this. Brick, 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 and again. Brick. 7 for 34 from your starting backcourt. I mean, And it was still a 4-point game with them throwing up bricks. That many bricks. Truly the chosen one. Thank you for chiming in. Y'all staying up late with me as well, so appreciate that also. But y'all know this. I said it earlier in the show. If Brandon Podziemski scores more than Jalen Green, the Rockets not winning this series, man. Man, you know that, man. Oh, I just saw this. Let me see. So that's not an issue right there. No worries there whatsoever. Thank you for that. But I mean, I have no problem kicking off trolls. No issue whatsoever. Not a problem whatsoever. But Jalen Green has to score more points than Brandon Podziemski for the Rockets to win this series. That's without a doubt, man. That goes without a doubt. Carl, your statement was a concern of mine. And even with that, the lack of playoff experience from Jalen, Jabari, Tari, Alpi, I still picked the Rockets to win this series in 7. They got to win game 2. It's not impossible to go down 0-2 at home and then win 4 out of the next 5, but it sure as hell is very, very difficult. So they really do need to win game 2, but don't put too much pressure on and make it bigger than it is and freak out and play out of your game and do things that you don't do well and don't play team basketball. Let's keep it simple. That's one thing. Jalen Green, keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. And that should be all right. Just play because Jimmy Butler scored 6 of the last 8 points for the Warriors. So before the last 2 minutes, he had 19 points. So with 4 minutes to go, let's see, when Steph made it 84-75, there was 3:44 left after a Draymond Green putback. So that was right after. So Steph hit the 3 to make it 82-75. So Steph's last points were with 5:11 left in the game. So I was mistaken by a little bit. So his 31st point was the Warriors' 82nd point. So he had 31 points. The team had 82 overall. Steph got his. And the Rockets were still right there. So when Jimmy had 19, Steph had 31, that was 50 of the 82 points for the Warriors. With 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Warriors had 82 points. Unfortunately for the Rockets had 75. I mean, you tell me that, and I was about to say this. If I'd have told you guys, if I could see into a crystal ball and say to you, with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the Warriors would have 82 points. I think most of y'all would have said, well, hell, the Rockets are winning. They must be ahead. Not in game 1, not tonight, unfortunately. And Carl, I see your comment there. And that's part of the reason why and let me be clear, I cover the Rockets. If you're new to the show, I cover the Rockets, but I'm not a Rockets fan. That jersey back there, that's what I'm a fan of. Been away for 30 plus years. That ain't gonna change. Oh, where was it? The missed out of bounds call, where I think it was right before Steph hit that three, wasn't it? Where the ball went out of bounds off Draymond Green. Replay showed it. It showed on the big board. Draymond, it was Steven Adams and I think Jabari Smith, I think it was Jabari, had trapped Steph near half court and the sideline. Loose ball, and the ball went off Draymond Green. Rockets did not have a challenge. And then I think Steph hit a three. That was huge. That was huge. So they could look at it like that. For all the bricks that Jalen and Fred launched, if that call is reversed or that play is called correctly, the Rockets are down 4 with a chance to cut it to 2. Who knows? In spite of all those bricks, Rockets are right there. Rockets are right there. So from that perspective, I know you guys are Rocket fans. I think most of you may have a Warriors fan sprinkled in here and there. Think positive about that. Just think positive about that. So this game 2 is a few days away for the Rockets and Warriors. More time to watch film, more time to relax and accept what playoff basketball is. Learn from game 1, be ready for game 2, and go from there. And make your free throws. Another thing, the difference in free throws, what was it? Rockets missed 9. Amin was 0 for 4. Steven Adams was 0 for 2. Warriors missed 3. And I don't think the Warriors took a free throw in the last 4 minutes. So the last 2.5 minutes of the game, the Rockets had already missed their 9 free throws. And they were down 4. I think the Warriors already missed their 3 free throws. So with 2:38 left, it's a 4-point game. The Rockets were already -6 at the foul line. And they were down 4. So as many of y'all know, many of y'all are smart watching basketball. Y'all know the folks who are concerned about free throw shooting. That was a problem for the Rockets tonight. About turnovers. That was a problem for the Rockets tonight. In the second quarter, especially. The quarter from hell. 3-point shooting. That was a problem for the Rockets tonight. And yet, 4-point game with 2:38 to go. Rich, I think he should play Holiday, not Cam. No. I just don't see it. Cam has done enough to himself to keep him on the bench. Keep him on the bench. I think Aaron Holiday should get some minutes in game 2. And that would stretch the rotation to 9, and that'll be it. Jalen got to play. If Jalen doesn't play well a game, he doesn't shoot well. Well, I mean, he rebounded okay tonight, but he was off for most of the game 1. If he plays better, the Rockets can win game 2. If he doesn't, then the series is probably over. But I just don't see Cam getting. And I understand where you guys are coming from regarding Cam. But Cam has done this to himself. He has not earned the minutes y'all are begging for him to get. He hasn't earned it. And that's on him. Y'all need to put this out of your minds. This is on Cam. This ain't an Ime problem or staff issue. This is on Cam. Complicated. I think Milo should come back. I do not believe he will get a great draft evaluation. That does not mean he's going to come back. I think he should. He was awful in the Final Four. But if he decides to go to try his luck in the NBA, that's on him. I wish him the best of luck. And bingo. This was part of the discussion tonight by many colleagues. Cam is like Kuminga with the Warriors. There's a reason why Kuminga isn't getting minutes. And part of it is similar. He doesn't rebound. He doesn't defend. He doesn't do the things Steve Kerr and that staff want him to do. Tremendous athlete, God-given talent, all those things. Not a great three-point shooter, except when he plays Rockets. But when you, and this is a thing for youngsters, young in the NBA. When coaches, hell, college players too, when coaches sit down with you and say, this is what we expect from you, this is what we need from you for you to get consistent minutes, and then you don't do it, that's your fault. It's not Steve Kerr hates Kuminga, he does blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like me telling Justin, Rich, Paquito, Solo, we work at a company. This is what we need from you to do. This is what we expect from you. This is what you need to do. And then you don't do it. Is that my fault? Change of scenery might be better for Cam, might be better for Kuminga, but I think both will get their wish, this summer. But no, it's not just contract. Kuminga made it by the contract. That was months ago. I mean, Guy Santos is getting minutes over Kuminga because he does the things necessary for the Warriors expect from him to do. Sometimes all of us overthink it. Why isn't he playing? Why isn't she playing? Why isn't? Because they're not doing enough things for them that they are asked from people to do. How did Allen Iverson get away with not practicing? Hey, I practiced. That comment, he didn't, I mean, hell, it's like Brown. I mean, but, and that's part of it. That's part of it as well. Some players don't want to be a star in their role. Some players think they deserve more minutes than they're getting. The NBA ain't like that. And many of these successful franchises are like that. They're not going to just give you minutes if you don't deserve them. The sorry ass franchises, the ones that are sorry for a long time, there's a reason why they're sorry year after year after year. Because they give them bad contracts to the coaches, bad contracts to the players, and playing dudes who have not earned it, and keep doing it over and over again, and then wonder why they're not getting better. And this is it. Solo said it right here. It's the same thing from Kuminga. Steve Kerr is an old Steve Kerr and Ime from the Pop tree. Pop not going to just give you minutes. Pop tells all his players, this is what I need from you. This is what we need from you. So it's not a mystery to these players why they don't get burned, why they're not getting minutes. Now, they may say in the public eye, I don't understand why am I getting minutes. Okay, you lying. So, I mean, now, and Rich, to a point, you are correct. Cam, I don't know about that it factor. He can score. And little else. Now, if Cam was playing for an offensive-minded coach who does not emphasize defense, Cam would be getting more minutes. But Cam is playing for a defensive-minded coach. Figure it out. There it is. There it is. Cam might go somewhere else and be a star. It's not here. Especially with the attitude he has. The attitude he's shown so far. And the stuff he's putting on social media is not helping his case to get those minutes. I think this is true. Mike D'Antoni would play Cam. I think that's correct. But Mike is not coaching this team. And on that note, on that comical note, on that funny note, that'll do it. I got to get ready for my physical Monday morning, a few hours from now. See if my old bones and everything is working for my 53-year-old self. So much love to all of y'all for staying up. Or some folks, some case, people who are in other parts of the world, afternoon for some of you. Appreciate the discussion, the questions, the comments from all of y'all. I'm going to bed. Final score of game 1, the Golden State Warriors 95, the Houston Rockets 85. Game 2, Wednesday in H-Town. It's a must win for the Rockets. Once again, an 8:30 tip-off time. Nationally televised on TNT, locally on the Space City Home Network. So salute to y'all. Who discovered this post-game show tonight, this morning, thank you very much. Come again on Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Don't be a stranger. These Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game shows are unlike any other when it comes to the Rockets. So I appreciate you taking time out of your night, your morning, to discuss your favorite team. We're going to do it again in a few days. And we'll see if the Rockets can even up the series 1-1. So wrapping it up, as I always do. And if you are new to this will be new to you. Since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Everyone, take care. Peace.
Game over.